Hello and welcome, as it is the first day of January 2018. My name is Derek and welcome. Everything you do within your own risk, own reward. And in this hashtag crypto trading video, I primarily am going to be focusing on the numbers amongst Litecoin trading, but really all of the crypto trading as the Bitcoin-based markets work in this function, just major moves. And I've been thinking more so within the Litecoin market, being it's more volatile. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you key highs and key lows with some altcoins against Litecoin. Because I can get data of closing prices of alternate coins, I know exactly at each close what the price of alternate coins was in against Litecoin. So what I want to do is look for the big key swing up and down moves, because if you're looking at a chart, of course ignore this part in here, but you got a key high, key low. I mean, they're obviously easy to tell, and swing trading markets like this is just so enjoyable. So what I'm looking for is a market starts off, I either needed to go up 50% to have a sustainable good gain, or I needed to fall 1/3 or lose 1/3 of its value. So assuming a price starts off at 100, I either needed to go to 150 or 66.67. So assuming that I have something go from 100, it goes up to 210, and then it starts retracing. Well, it has to now lose 1/3 from 2010, or 210 will state. That would be 63 points before it can make a new low. So it makes it easy to determine what some key numbers are. I got a whole bunch of numbers in here. We're going to start off with Monero and Litecoin. On January 26, 2015, the cross differential between Monero and Litecoin was 0.1493, or approximately around 1,500 basis points. And let's look at how often these things go back and forth and the size of the moves. Then it goes up to 60 a couple months or so later. Then a couple months later, it loses almost 90% of its value. Less than a month later, it triples to 18. And then a few months later, after that, it falls, losing half of its value to 918. A few months later, goes up 5 times, better than that, to 5137. 2 months later, it falls to 1919. And as it continues on, we can see that this is a tremendous move here, going from 1919 to 3.45. That's a difference of about 15 times larger, and it did so in just a short period of time. June, July, August, 3 months and change. One of the key things within swing trading is enabling yourself so you don't sell out when you have explosive gains. Also, it's worth noting that when that's the case, you have more larger sell-offs. So you go from 345 to 109. And then 581. Down to 84. Now, this is ka-ching when you have buy orders set, sell orders set, back and forth, buy low, sell high. Continuing on, $1.88, 71, 267, 144, 274, 99 on December the 12th. And then on December the 20th, with an asterisk, $1 or 1.53. Reason why it's an asterisk is because as of the end of the year, this is the highest price that it has had. And it needs to either lose 1/3 of its value so that we can start talking about what the new low is, or if it makes a new high, then it makes a new high. Also, may I point out that these levels are only closing numbers. So it does not include intraday levels. So it's pretty safe to assume that this number probably could have easily been sold at 6 or even 7 and change. And this probably could have been bought back at 3/4 or 0.75, because you're going to get those extra price points. And then when you actually are trading this on the exchange, let's assume the real price, maybe a few hours before or after this, did get to 7. That means you might have traded it for 10 on an actual trading exchange. That can happen. Let's take a look at some other codes. Dash. Now look how busy Dash becomes on this. This is just incredible. February 6th, February 12th, February 13th, February 17th, February 25th, March 3rd, March 8th, 2014. Price goes from 756, 1756, down to about 800, up to close to 10,000, down to 347. Maybe there was a few little errors in there, even still. Up to 8,000, down to 4,000. I tried to verify as much of it as I could, but this thing did go wild from the start though. And then you go from 3,700 to 17,000, down to 11,000, and then 10 times higher. And we are still at this stage, starting on February 6th, on May the 25th, already all of these moves, and May 28th, July 2nd, August 18th, these things just continuously go back and forth. But when you look at these moves, 57 up to $1.68, down to $1.05, up to $2.18, up to like 18, down to 270. This is real moves that took place. So selling Dash into Litecoin last March was spectacularly phenomenal. And then buying it back at this level, this is amazing swing trading opportunity. NEO, you can see going from 2580 to 6200. And this is starting October 2016. But what's important to realize as well is how many times this thing switches back and forth. Litecoin traded against Litecoin. And we can see going from 25,000 down to 10, up to 17. But the volume of amount of times this thing does it. I mean, I'm going through so many different with Peseta, now just leaving 2016. There's always moves back and forth like this. And right now, as far as how the market is going, it seems as if all these alternate coins of recent time frame have been rising against Litecoin. And there's going to be those situations where for whatever period of time, everything goes up, everything goes down. That's just how it works. And by having buyers and sellers, you don't even have to care about the news too much. It's just going to work out as far as the price action is concerned. Strat, 340, we can see having its wild moves as well, up to 66.87 in April. But what's important again, all of the amount of trades. ZEC, if you look at the wild moves, 17 down to 3, up to 13, down to 3. And ARC, same thing. UBQ has been fantastic. The final one against Litecoin is POT, which on December the 3rd, 2014, the price against Litecoin was 468. And this thing has just done so good at going up and down, back and forth. It gets up to 82.52 after having it go down to 358. A situation when you're holding this, how can you make yourself in position so that if it goes up 10, 20, 30, 40 times, you're able to make sure you're selling when it's making those huge gains. You buy at 358. So, okay, I don't know what happened. Let me go back to... But you buy at 358. Great. You don't want to sell out at like 1,400, 1,500 when you got these spectacular gains ahead of you either. Although if that happens, so be it. Nothing wrong with cutting profits and getting profits. Key word, you're getting profit. but you go from 8,200 to 1,400. It's good to note when you get those large gains. Sometimes you can go against the book and say, you know what, I like to buy for 50% off, but sometimes when it goes up so much, I want to wait for a 60 or 70% pullback. This is one of the main reasons why I would think that, or I have been thinking that now and previous times before. But a lot of opportunities that are available. So now let's take a look at this on a stock code. We're going to take a look at Bank of America, priced against the US dollar. And in April of 1981, it was $2.03. It took over 6 years for it to conclude to this point. And it's all about the same. But we noticed that with all of these codes having a 1 or 2, maybe a 3-year period of trading, that the thing has went up and down like 20 times over in a short period of time. Well, let's see how often since 81 or over a 36-year period it has done it. Where you go from 81 to 87 twice, 2 trades in 80, or 2 moves in 87, then again in 89 for 1, then again in 1990, and then 8 years later, it completes its 10x pump. And we've seen in cryptos, 10x pumps can happen in 8 weeks, not 8 years. So then we got markets moving up and down. Now we're into 2008, 2009, and quite frankly, there's just not as many moves. Let's take a look at a currency now. We're going to take a look at the Great Britain pound and the US dollar. Now I'm going to go back to when I first have data on this, which is May 1993 at $1 for 1.5621. Now the first time, so we're looking for this to either go up 50%, which is like around 230, or lose 1/3 of its value with a little over $1. Well, the price is yet, since 1993, has yet to rise 50% from 1.5621. Or has neither fallen 33% from that level. Oh, great volatility from the cryptocurrency markets. This is why I'm stating within this trading mechanism that you are able to execute the amount of transactions in 1 year that could take decades and decades to accomplish. And I don't know how long this is going to last for with these great moves. I think at least for 2 or 3 years is a good probability. But if I can get even just one more good year, able to make these trades, the profitability that you can have from having markets move in these types of price mechanisms is beyond phenomenal. All right then. So within such, how do you place your strategies to a profit on such a situation? We'll say something is priced at 20,000. Let me get white color. Say something's priced at 20,000 Satoshi, and you just happen to get in and you want to play. Well, depending on how aggressively for gains you want to play, how many different sellers you have, you can put a seller in maybe for 35K. Maybe put another one in for 59. Maybe put in another one for 99. Or maybe you want to put a whole bunch of sell orders and you want to sell every time that it has a decent enough gain. So I'm going to sell at even 26. I'm going to sell at 28. I'm going to sell at 30. I got so many, I can put like 50 sell orders in. That's fine if you can do it. And then you got the buy orders that you want to put in. So if you're starting and you're using this one here with like a 35, a 60, and a 100K sell order, maybe you have an 8K buy order, followed by maybe a 4K buy order, or something along those levels, and then let the market do what it's got to do. And when trades get executed on your end, that means you have to manage the filled orders and move on from there. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.